Good morning, everybody, and happy Tuesday. Wow, Tuesday already. I love days off. We get a short week this week, and it's going to be a pretty light week, I will say that. It's going to be pretty light in the way of data. Not all that much is going to be going on, but we do have two notable things that we will talk about here. Somebody's squawking right now. They're just pounding on their keyboard. It's like, buddy, learn how to use your mic over there in Squawkland. My goodness. If you're here with me either in the Discord or in the YouTube chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We have Futures Trading today. We have Midland Trader. We got King Savant, Charmods, Grateful Trader, Driss, Mr. Kofifi. We got everybody in the building here. Wow, Liquid Flows, Shady Lady, Cyrus, good morning, Marine, Rhett. Good morning, good morning. Hey, Scott, Richard, RJ, Eddie's Bong, Carl, Pops, Dana, P. Balders, Ricky, T-Strock, Igor, Blaze, Manny, Banana Theory, good morning. Hey, O'Keefe, Silent, good morning, Beast King, good morning, Flying War Banana. We got a lot of bananas in chat today. Look out. We have a banana invasion going on here in the chat. Somebody call Coach Dakota. Good morning, name is Monty. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Trigger, Tomas, Hamaz, or Hamza, Eddie's Bong, Dustin, Dennis, Denise, Vikrant, Delane, Kanan, good morning, Steven, Aaliyah, Trigger, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Myself, I haven't taken any trades yet. We're still sitting at a $0 P&L here. Hey, good morning, Flippino. First timer, good morning, Aquil, Zen Colin, good morning, good morning. Do me a favor, folks, if you're new here, just go ahead and smash, hold on, I gotta find where this clip is. Smash this like button. There we go. Smash that lucky like button. Let's get the party started here. Smash that lucky like button, and let's see if we can't get it popping in here. What is this thing? Is that right? My thing's all banged up over here. For some reason, this... is that working? Nope, that whole thing's not working over here. Let's try this one. Nope, that one's not working either. Well, that's annoying. Anyway, good morning, Big G, Raymond, Double G, Dave, Astro Nerd. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hopefully everybody out there is having an amazing, amazing day. Let's see if I can add something over here. Let's see. OBS, media source control. See if I can get this popping over here. Yeah, for some reason, this just doesn't want to work. Very strange. Oh, well, there we go. But yeah, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button. I guess got some technical difficulties over here, but no big deal. But there we have it. Yeah, so today is going to be a very, very slow day. Very, very slow. Hold on one second here. There we go. My pets' heads are falling off over here. Yeah, so we haven't taken any trades yet. Nothing really happening here. Because of setting up the stream and everything. I did take some trades yesterday, but on combines, just fooling around with some combines, made some profit on a couple combines, but nothing really that crazy. If you did take a trade, go ahead and sound off in chat. Let's see who took a trade out there. I'm curious if anybody out there took any trades. Liquid Flows took one. Richard took one. Took a short last night. Look at that. Crowdgenic. Very nice. Looks like everybody kind of got some trades there. Very nice. Love to see that. Very, very cool there. Took NQ off of the 9 EMA. So let's talk about what we have going on this week. It's going to be a pretty slow week as far as data goes. But, you know, we are in that seasonality factor right now where if you're looking into the past, February, generally speaking, is seasonally slower in the second half of February. We usually have the first half of February going to the upside. and then the secondary half of February going to the downside. So seasonally speaking, we are expected to see some downside. We do have some earnings this week that are notable. Mainly NVIDIA is the one that I want to watch. We do have some other earnings. You know, we have Moderna, we have Nikola, we have Carvana, we have Block, which is formerly known as Square. We have Intuit. Who else do we have? We have Etsy, we have Lucid. I think that's, all the notable ones. But the one that's going to be important, of course, is NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA is everybody's going to be watching that because of all the fanfare around AI. But NVIDIA is now getting close to getting to that coveted 700 mark again, back down to 700. Oh no, all the way down to 700 here. It could not really hold above the 740s. That was what we're seeing out of NVIDIA. It couldn't really hold above the 740s there. So just really nothing happening as far as continued upside in NVIDIA. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with their earnings. Today on the docket, we do have CPI coming out for Canada. That's going to be out at 8:30. That's our 8:30 news release. We also have the Philly Fed non-manufacturing activity, but that's really not a big notable one today. But that's going to be out at 8:30 alongside the Canadian CPI. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Great White North up there. What happens in Canada with their core CPI. So let's have a look at what happens there. But the big notable thing today, at least in my schedule, the way that I'm looking at things, is going to be the U.S. Treasury's 52-week bill auction. That's going to be due out at 1 p.m. today. And no speakers are scheduled at all for today. However, tomorrow things are going to get a little bit spicy. We're going to be looking at the FOMC minutes being released for January. So we already know what happened for the January meeting, right? But we just need to see what the minutes say. If there's anything spectacular in those minutes, I guess we'll have to see, right? I'm going to be trading that with my Discord group tomorrow at 2 p.m. That's on Wednesday. And then we do have a cavalcade of speakers coming out. Tomorrow we have Bostic, who's a voter. We have Jay Cox, who's the governor of Utah, presenting the economic, he's going to be at the Economic Club of Washington, D.C. And so he's going to be there at 11 tomorrow. And then we have Michelle Bowman, who's a voter, speaking at 1 p.m. tomorrow. So it's going to be, very, very interesting to see how the speakers move things around. And then on Thursday, we have the initial and continuing jobless claims, but then the focus is going to point towards PMI. The PMI is going to be out at 9:45 on Thursday. We have another whole mess of speakers. We have Mr. Jefferson, who's voting. He's going to be speaking on Thursday at 10. We have Harker, who's not a voter this year. He's going to be speaking later in the afternoon. Lisa Cook, who's a voter. Kashkari, who's a non-voter. And then Waller, who's a voter. So that's all going to be on Thursday. However, the only ones who are speaking before the market is closed are going to be Jefferson and Patrick Harker, and they're going to be speaking during market hours. But if you're a Globex trader, Globex Thursday, technically, I guess you could call it Globex for Friday open, is going to be interesting because we have Chris Waller and Lisa Cook who are going to be speaking during that Globex session, and Kashkari as well. And Kashkari, if you know, is going to be moving the markets. Kashkari speaks at 5 p.m., so if you're trading on top, so you won't be able to get any of his alpha, if there is any. But Chris Waller is going to be speaking at, looks like 7:35 in the evening, Eastern time, and he's a voter. So if you're trading Globex on Thursday evening, technically Friday morning's Globex session, then we'll have to see whether or not that shakes things about. Right now, if we're looking over at TradingView, you can see here that we are kind of holding this point of control that we've been conducting around since the overnight session. If we, if we bring out this part of the liquidity, we just go here and we focus on this part. Yeah, there we go. So a lot of volume was conducted in this area right here. This is actually where I took a trade from on, I think it was this one actually. I waited for that spike, and yeah, I nailed that. It was a big drop. So I nailed that big drop and ended up getting a combine to max profit. But it's a combine, who cares? So anyway, this was some nice trades overnight. If you were able to hold this short basically from the opening session right here from Globex Open, if you're holding this short, this is just a beautiful, beautiful trade if you're still holding this short. But yeah, markets are rolling right now. We're finding our footing right here at our clubhouse level of 630 spot 75. So we'll have to see what happens here. We're right up here at our next level of 676 halves. If it does continue to reject up here, there's a good chance that we're going to continue to roll. However, we want to see if it can make a stand up towards this area. Oops. This area up. I don't know why my pencil's not working. There we go. Right there, up in that area. That's where we want to see some liquidity being contracted. I will be on Top Step TV today. I'm going to be getting on Top Step TV at 9:25 Eastern Time, 8:25 Central Time. And I'm going to be on there for fast markets, hopefully trading alongside Michael Patak. We'll see if we can do some damage to the house account and maybe trade some big lots over there. But we'll have to see if we get a setup. Because remember, outside of this early data that's coming out, remember, Philly Fed non-manufacturing index is going to be out. We have the Redbook retail sales, but nobody really cares about those. We have the January leading index out at 10, which is not going to really move the markets. But the CPI read from Canada is what most of the participants are going to be looking at, even though it's not a U.S. print. It still can affect the U.S. markets here. Question was, do I stream Globex on Discord? It depends. I mean, if I'm going to be trading, XFAs or my live account, then yeah, I'll definitely be trading that and streaming that in the Discord. But, I was in between coming into my office and I saw a setup. I was like, oh yeah, I'll take that in my combine. I ended up hitting that in my combine. That was that. Nothing really all that crazy. So yeah, I mean, if it's a really nice trade, I'm going to trade it on something that matters, then I'll probably stream that. But for the time being, there was nothing for me to really stream, just trading a combine. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. We do have that data coming out in about 19 minutes here. And we have Brainard who's speaking right now. I guess that's kind of a surprise. He's the White House economic advisor, by the way. He just said we still have work to do on inflation. So, take that as you will. This week, again, is going to be extremely, extremely light on data. The two notable events, again, FOMC minutes. It's not an FOMC meeting. It's just the minutes being released. Yeah, Brainard Chi, sorry. Sorry about that. The FOMC minutes are being released tomorrow. It's just the minutes. It's not going to be a meeting. There's some confusion sometimes when people see FOMC on their calendar. This is just the minutes from the last meeting. And, for you folks out there that own a corporation, you have to have meeting minutes. This is the same type of thing. We have these meeting minutes that come out and we look for keywords. It can jostle around the price action, but for the most part, pretty much everything that was said is already priced in. If there's any kind of surprises, it's very rare that you'll see this, but sometimes there can be a surprise in those FOMC minutes. And if there is, then we'll see a trade around that. But for the most part, we'll probably just see some jostling and some positioning, but nothing really all that crazy. How many combines do I have in storage? Let me see if I can actually show this. Let me see here. I'm curious. See if this loads here. I am 3x long from 46. Let's see here. Nice. That's a good entry there. That's a very nice entry. Did I open any trades today? I have not yet. I'm just going to be waiting for this data to come out, and I want to see if we actually have some softness and some weakness up here. Right now, Top Step's website is loading. But we did see in here in the chat, we did have a couple folks that did take some trades, which is good to see. I saw some decent trades out of you folks in here, which is nice. Love to see that, of course. But yeah, so this is coming around that area, that point of control area, where we've contracted most of the volume and the liquidity right here. You can see I have a visible range volume profile, and you can see this purple line represents the point of control, which is where most of the volume has been conducted in the market right here. So what I'd really like to see is that if this does start to reject, I want to see a clean break through this kind of area right here. That would signify that we're probably going to take this much lower here. So we will have to see whether or not that comes into fruition here. How did everybody enjoy their time away from the market? Did everybody enjoy the time off? Did you folks do anything fun out there? What do you have, any extended plans? I really enjoy the time away from the markets now. Had a lot to think about, says Regency. Yes, indeed. It's really, really nice because, it's that one job that you can have where you get kind of these forced holidays, and you have the choice because, you are your own boss in this industry. You have the choice of whether or not you're going to pay attention to the markets. Tom says he vacuumed the whole house, getting those trade jitters out of you, right? Just, I got to do something. I can't be trading, right? Nice. Regency up 8K today. That's what I'm talking about. Nice job. Shady Lady played soccer and worked. Same old stuff. There you go. Teed it up and played golf. Nice hoop. There you go. Wrenched on my 98 Cadillac DeVille. Love that one. Very nice. Maybe you can post a picture to Twitter. I could repost that. Overtraded last night and destroyed 2 accounts for ourselves. No, don't say that. So you have to understand that when we're in low levels of liquidity, it becomes increasingly difficult to trade around that. You have to use a lot fewer size lots, and you have to respect wider stops, generally speaking. Marine went fishing. That sounds nice and relaxing. Swim, surfed, rode the bike, suntan, drank. Wow, O'Keefe, that sounds like a blast. Sounds like you were on spring break. Oh, man. Up $1,600. There you go. Threw me off. I see chat in here instead of live stream. Morning. Good morning there, Keith. Went to Phoenix, got home late Sunday, had a great time in the desert. Very nice. How was your dinner with Danny Trades? We didn't end up going. But we'll probably do something soon in the future here. Didn't end up doing anything with Danny Trades. But yeah, just enjoyed myself. I enjoyed my time away from the screen, spent time with my wife. And that's always a joy. That's always a pleasure when I have no distractions, nothing to think about other than just spending time with the one I love. So that was always, I always look forward to that kind of stuff. I'm a sucker for that kind of time away from the screens. I love it. Are we breaking NQ or VWAP or what? Geez. Well, I mean, the VWAP I have is way up here. So, I mean, it's really kind of this point of control. I just want to see a rejection of this point of control because it's pretty likely that the market would continue in a downtrend here because, the market's been giving up and giving up and giving up here. And, we're in this long-term downtrend. Not really long-term, but, we've been rolling and rolling. And we've had really no defense here. And so when we have no defense and it continues to roll, the easy trade is to follow the trend. And in this case, it is to the downside here. Did he flake on you? No, we didn't really get in touch with one another or technical every single time we talk about Danny Trades, you always have something negative to say. Just let people be people, it's okay. I feel like we need more kindness in the trading space. I feel like it's a tough enough job. We don't need to be so harsh on each other. It's fun to joke around and everything, but being so harsh on others is just, it's not worth it. What is the volume profile name on the right side of your screen? It is called the visible range volume profile right here. There you go. Visible range, VRVP, visible range volume profile. The great thing about this is that, you can use a session range volume profile. And that will show you per session where the volume profile is. And if you're using visible range volume profile, what's cool about this is that I can zoom out here and then I can see whatever's in my viewport. It will show me the volume profile for whatever's in my viewport here. And you can see if I zoom out, give me more of my range there. And I can see the point of control. Most of the activity was conducted around here. So, I mean, generally speaking, you'd want to see the liquidity come back into this area right here. But if we zoom back, we can see that if I'm only focused on, keep moving my lines here. If I'm only focused on this right here, this liquidity, you'll see the point of control moves down. And so it's very powerful in the sense that if you're just viewing certain areas of your chart, maybe you don't want to include other sessions or other areas of the chart, then this is your bag right here. As I mentioned, someone else on Twitter, trading brings out the worst in some people. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Not really sure. It's it is what it is. I feel that if we're all so supportive, if we're more supportive of one another, it's fun to crack jokes, it's fun to have a good time and everything. But for the most part, I think that for the most part, when you're talking about people who are real traders and not gamblers, for the most part, I feel like people are trying their best. They're trying to do with what they can. And, we should cheer people on. We should encourage people to do well and encourage people to try to be encouraging of people. You know, you put out that good in the world, it'll come back to you. It really does. I promise you. We are going to bear trap them from today into tomorrow. There you go. Regency says, I'm on 1 hour of sleep. Worked 8 hours, traded for 4 hours, and went to the gym, going to sleep. Trade well, everyone. Thanks, Regency, and congrats on being up $8,000 there. Very, very nice. Positive vibes only. There we go. I love that. You know, it's like I said, it's fun to joke around. You know, it's fun to joke around, but you know, don't be so harsh on people. That's what I've been trying to practice lately. You know, just getting all the bad juju out of there and focusing on the good stuff. Trading's hard enough as it is. We don't need any knuckleheaded stuff, right? Trading is hard enough without a toxic environment. Exactly right. Rips, do you use your Ninja account to log into TradingView? I actually just use the regular old Ninja account via Top Step, and I don't use the TradingView. So no, I don't. TradingView, I have all the stuff for TradingView is all done in through TradingView itself. All of my subscriptions and everything there. Rips, could you show me how you enter, exit, increase, decrease your size off the dome, and do you use hotkeys? So we are still working on that hotkey program. The programmer right now is just having a little bit of trouble with a couple different things, but we want to make sure that it's working properly before we even get it to the testing phase. Last thing that I want to do is get a non-working piece of equipment and I'm in a trade and, you know, I'm trying to get out of the trade and it's freezing up and jamming up. So they're just taking their time on making sure that it's right to use. So I don't personally use hotkeys. They do have hotkeys that are built into NinjaTrader, but they're not as robust as what I'd like to do. So for me personally, I'm just using ChartTrader. I don't really trade off of Superdome. I use ChartTrader and I'm manually keying in order quantities and I'm just clicking the buttons, whether that's buy market, sell market, buy ask, sell ask, buy bid, sell bid. I'm doing it via ChartTrader and I'm manually entering in the quantity there. Share my settings for the visible range volume profile? Sure, I'd be happy to. Right here. Here's the settings. You can go back and pause the video as well. But there's that, and then here's the style right there. And again, you can just go back and pause the video. And by the way, you know, if you are watching the video, the way that you can see how close you are synced up to real time is right down here. This is the current time. It is 8:22 and 15 seconds now. So if you're watching the video and it's not synced up perfectly with the time, try to watch it at 2x speed and see if it will catch up. Okay, so we're coming down back to this area. We did reject there off that temporary point of control. And I do want to see whether or not we're going to break down this area here, which is kind of what we saw here. So if we are breaking down, I do want to attempt to take a short in this area. This is the lower end of that volume shelf. So if it does start to fail down and break down, there's definitely a short I'd like to find there. Just going to trade this with 1 lot, 2 lots, something small. But that is a nice rejection up top. I'm going to put on a trade right there. Go back over to NinjaTrader here and see if we can catch this nice roll to the downside here. But again, so we're taking this at the lower end of this extension. We're hoping that this is going to break that area of the structure. If it doesn't and it does bounce back, we will get stopped out. But this is why we trade on a 1 lot. This is why we don't risk our whole account on a single trade. We're looking for this clean breakdown because we've had a lot of bounces at this area. This is a test of the bottom of this structure. If this does break down here, there's a potential we can see this auctioning below 650. If it does, then we can add into it with that strength pushing to the downside, given that there is a good chance the likelihood that we would roll from that area is quite high. So we will have to see. How do you confirm it is breaking down? Close the 30-second candle. These are 30-second candles over here, but on my main screen that I'm actually trading off of, I'm using 5-minute candles. And that's what I'm looking for. There is a clear break of that 5-minute candle. Going back over here to TradingView, you know, we're looking, this is 3 minutes. We'll go to the 5-minute. Oh, that's 58-minute candle. So yeah, what we're looking for here, this candle has about a minute left on it. I would like to see that candle closing below these little wicks here, because that's going to basically signify that we're seeing some buying exhaustion. We can't find any more buyers and the price should exhaust there to the downside. What's the high-low indicator? It's an hourly high, hourly low. Just a simple indicator that I had built for me, and it's actually it is available in the Clubhouse now. And I forgot about that. I always forget about that, but there you go. What are my specs on my PC? I have a 12900K Intel processor, and I'm using a RTX. GTX is old school. I'm using RTX 4090 to power all of my screens, and then I also have a streaming PC that is kind of offloading a little bit of that work there. But, I love building PCs. I've been building computers ever since I was younger, and I love building PCs. It's fun. I really need that 5090 though, because I have this 57-inch super ultra wide, and it can run in 240 hertz at basically dual 4K. It's technically 8K and a half, or whatever you want to call it. And I really want to run this thing at 240 hertz in this super ultra wide, basically 4K super ultra wide. And I can't do it with the 4090. I really want that 5090. Will my shirts be ready? Pretty soon. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the supplier is all locked and loaded. I'm just trying to get the prices down as much as possible. I'm not. Think about it. Like, somebody had sent me a message saying this is a cash grab, and it's like, really, selling shirts is a cash grab? I expect to sell like maybe $100 on those, and what am I going to make? Let's just say that I was making a profit on the shirts, like $2 a profit. Oh my God, I'm going to make $200. No, I'm trying to get these down where I'm passing off any of the cost to that it's going to be like a streamlined cost. So it's like whatever the shipping is, whatever the all that, it's going to be all baked in the price. I don't expect to make a single dime off of this. I just want to see people in some cool shirts. I mean, that's the reality. I just can't. People are so weird. There's some weirdos out there saying, "Oh, it's a cash grab." Like, yeah, I'm gonna make a whole $100. Look out now! Like, what the heck are you talking about? Even if I sold 1,000 shirts, let's just say I was making $2,000 on a run of shirts. Like, $2,000 is a cash grab to somebody. I'm not gonna. Here's the newsflash: I'm not gonna make $2,000 of profit on that. By the way, we might get stopped out here, but it's just like people get so miserable that they just complain about absolutely anything because they just are so. They're angry. They're on that wavelength, right? They're vibrating at a lower frequency. They can't see anything positive in their life, so they want to spread out that negativity. It's just kind of crazy. It's just like, okay. Yeah, that short was into support. So we're looking, that is a breakdown setup. So we're looking for that to break down. And this is why we use stops if we're proven wrong on this setup. Hey, we're wrong. Let's do a Clubhouse giveaway for that cash grab. There you go. 2,000 off some shirts in a month or two is way better than some of the winning trading days you have, right? LOL, seems like a good use of time. Well, I made 15,000 on Friday, so I don't know about that. I think that your numbers might be a little bit off, but yes, by golly, I would need that. I need that cash real bad. I'm going to actually start a GoFundMe while we're at it. That's what I'm going to do. I need to start a GoFundMe. Am I currently in my live account? No, we're trading in a combine right now. Regency says I will donate. Yeah, we're going to do, instead of OnlyFans, we're going to do Only Bids. That's going to be it. GoFundMe for yeah. I mean, if anything, I'm trying to work it down to where that there wouldn't be any profit on these t-shirts, but I'm sure that if there was any kind of small profit left behind, I could donate the $200 to charity if that means anything. But yeah, we'll see. You'll get rich off the 3 shirts. Look out. No, if anything, like I was thinking in my mind, the whole reason that I want to do this would just be cool. Like, if you're supporting it and you buy the shirt, maybe you get entered into a giveaway or something. But I wanted to make cool shirts that people would want to wear in public. There's very few cool trader shirts or trader gear that I've seen out there, right? Totally impressed by you and Dakota. I never used stops, but now I do. There you go. Or, I'd probably just give away some shirts too. Ribs, give out 3 golden tickets at random in the orders for people who order t-shirts. If you receive a golden ticket, you get a combine. That's a good idea. That could be cool. People just don't want the man winning. I don't know. People are just so angry out there. There's a lot of angry people. Even bought the Hogue shirt from Top Step. It is pretty cool. Yeah, my whole thing was that when I was getting these shirts all locked and loaded, my whole thing is that I wanted to have insanely good quality because these shirts. I mean, I don't actually wear the same shirt every day. I have about I mean, I don't even want to get into this looks like a plain black t-shirt, but it is the most comfortable plain black t-shirt you will ever wear. It's from one of these brands that one of my friends owns. And it's quite frankly the most comfortable t-shirt that you could ever purchase, but there's nothing on it. There's no logo. There's no print on it. It's an 80, well, whatever. Anyway, who doesn't love a golden ticket? Anyway, yeah, it's amazing. Maybe we could do a golden ticket giveaway there. I was thinking that there was a suggestion for making here's the print, by the way. So Canadian, we got stopped out. Canadian CPI coming in 0.4 lower than expected. So that's positive news for the market. So let's see if this is shaking around. We're just kind of caught in this range right now. We did take a loss on that trade. That's going to put us down here, down $300 to start our day. Now I really need that. I need that GoFundMe. I need those t-shirt sales real bad, folks. Is it more expensive to make hats? I would have to look at a hat supplier. I might try this same exact setup again, by the way. You ever do a silent meditation retreat? I did a 10-year. I haven't done an actual retreat, but I am big on meditation. I'm all big on that. I'm big on manifestation, meditation, frequencies, vibrations. Yeah, I'm big on that. Today, Asian and London sessions, fire. You trade those rips. I did trade the Globex. I traded on one of my Combine accounts. So, made $4,400 on a Combine. That was it. But yeah, I think this is all counting as one day too, right? Shirts are nice. I'm going for the ES and NQ. Definitely no cool trading shirts out there. Yeah, and so this is gonna be the first edition, the first drop, and I'm very excited about it because I want to see people posting it. Like I want to see these shirts out in the wild. It's so cool to see that. But then we're gonna have like multiple other drops that are coming out. The other one that's being designed, we have some like retro gaming ones that are coming out. We have what were some of the other designs? Like some band shirts from the 90s, that kind of style. So those are going to be coming out. So we have about 30 more minutes of trade here before I'm going to go over, about 45 minutes of trade here before I'm going to go over to Top Step TV. Is anybody long here? I'm curious because I'm still seeing this as a potential rejection here at 85. Am I dropping these shirts on my social media accounts? I'm going to link it so that you can actually purchase it right from the live stream where it's going to be right underneath the video. So stay tuned for that. I'm just going through all the logistics and getting it all set up. Like I said, I'm trying to make this, I want these things to be as cheap as possible. The materials on these things are insane, right? So I went through a bunch of different suppliers for the materials of the shirts. One of them is like an organic cotton blend. Another one is like stretchy, it's like retro style. I mean, we are just chopping tight in this range right here. I'd love to see a breakdown of this range again. I'd really like to see this week below these 70s here. I might try another short since we did. Yeah, I'm going to take a short here. Since we did kind of reject a little bit lower there, we didn't auction above the 80s. And I want to see this doing that little breakdown again. So we're trying a second short here. Same kind of idea that I was looking for. The price spiked up on that Canadian CPI data. The Philly Fed non-manufacturing regional index came in at negative 8.8 versus negative 3.7 prior. So that came in cooler than expected as well. I'm just staying patient, looking for a range break in either direction. I have my levels. There we go. Banana. Very, very nice. Yeah, I mean, we could just shake and bake here this is chopping around in about, almost 20 handle range here. We could continue to chop here and this could just bounce right from here. I'm going to try to potentially add on weakness here. Let's see if I can do sell stop market right there. And I want to try to get this right through that break of lows. So let's see if we can get a nice little add here. If this does break down this area that we're looking at, just a touch below those hourly lows. If it does break down, then we'll be adding into that position there. It looks like it wants to come down a little bit here. But this is that range where if it gets violent through here, it's going to be very, very strong to the downside. This is where it's been kind of, we have a lot of sell stops that are underneath here, including mine. It's not a real one, but if it was in my live account, this would be actually hitting the market. So A lot of liquidity here resting right below the 60s. So what we're hoping for is that kind of just rip right through that level to the downside. Right now we have some folks that are front running it just a touch. You can see we're bouncing right there again. We might just chop in this 20 handle range until the market opens. I thought you had a shirt guy. I do. I was just going through all the different materials. There's a lot of different, there we go. We got filled on our second lot. There's a lot of different options when we're talking about shirts, right? A lot of different blends. Nowadays, a lot of news on prop firms using MetaTrader 4 and 5 are closed for U.S. customers will affect Top Step. Absolutely not. That's for scammy FX prop firms. Those things are big time scams. Stay far away from those. Those are huge, huge scams. All I hear is horror stories about that. Where can we see the design of these t-shirts? Is it on the Market Clubhouse website? It was on my Instagram. Look at that. We did a little liquidity grab and reversal there. Let's see if we have continued weakness, though. I could add in a third lot here. I'm going to go for a third lot here. I want to see this breaking down into that 50 zone. So 3 lots short, looking for a breakdown into those 50s. If this thing does start to auction back up towards the 70, I'm going to bring my stop up pretty tight here, just in case it does get a little jump up. But if this is weak up towards 65, I'm seeing a lot of, bid side liquidity coming in here. But if this is weak up towards 65, I could potentially add in a fourth lot here. But let's see. What FX is a scam saying? So, yeah. Oh, it's terrible. Just horror stories after horror stories, right? Let's see if we're weak down towards these 60s here. Very low liquidity. It makes it for a trickier trading environment here. Very, very low liquidity. Going to add in a fourth lot here below these 60s. And I want to see this clean breakdown through 55 now. That's what I'm looking for. I want to see that continued weakness in through 55. There's a 120 on the bid at 55 here. So we want to see that smacking that order and then a huge flush through that. There's going to be some folks that are front running that order. TP is going to be around, first TP probably around 50 or so, 50 flat. That's what I'd be looking for. So we have some nice sell side, but we do expectedly have some people who are front running this area, right? Very, very normal to see some front running going on here because there's a 120 sitting at 55 evens. So there's the other chance that we might tap that and it'll have an instant reversal as well. Just looking at the S&Ps are failing here. We do have more room to the downside in the S&Ps too. Just want to see continued weakness here below 65. That's what I'm looking for. But yeah, I wouldn't be concerned about the fact that those scammy FX firms, those prop firms, Forex prop firms that they make up their own spreads and they do all sorts of scams. I wouldn't be worried about that. We're talking about trading a futures market that is regulated here. So I would not be concerned about that at all. So let's see if we are, again, weak up towards 65. We have 83 sitting on the offer here, 83 contracts. See if they swipe that and then we get a nice little reversal because then I can add more into that if we wanted to. So just seeing what happens with this liquidity up towards 65 here. Right now, very, very choppy stuff. Nobody's taking that liquidity. I'm going to add in a fifth lot here. And I'm going to keep my stop pretty tight, even tighter than it was, just in case we swipe that liquidity. Again, I want to see continued weakness once we touch this 100 lot here at 65. So there we go. We tagged that and stopped out. Tagged that 100 lot very, very quickly, but we ended up getting stopped out there. So somebody took that 100 lot and that created a huge stop sweep to the top side. So we're just in a very, very tight range here. Very, very tight range. Didn't get the breakdown that I was looking for. Probably end up having to wait until 9 a.m. to see whether or not we can actually get continuation. When we're in a choppy range like this, we do have to expect, and this is why we keep our stops pretty tight, we do have to expect that, it's going to just kind of do these little swipes of liquidity. My idea was that if we're going to break down that 55 level where we had basically the same players, there's 118 lots, multiple players. If we have that sweep down below that, we'd get a pretty harsh flush in the same way that we saw that huge spring to the top side there. We get a pretty harsh flush there to the downside. So I might try this again as we are at the upper ends of this range, but I want to see clear weakness if we get up towards, this time it'd be around 82 or so. Yeah, huge buys over ask popped in for a long move, exactly right. So yeah, just getting stopped out there, no big deal. Just was looking again for a rejection at that level, and that's why I brought my stop even tighter there, because if we're wrong on that move, it's gonna blast right through it there. We could potentially go higher here, but again, I'm looking for weakness at around this level. We're up at that 82 level. You can see a little bit of rejection here. So we do have room to the top side above those 90s. I'm going to try to put on a lot short here if we are rejecting it all. I'm just watching. I think it's just motoring to the top side for now. So through 82s here, this is the upper band of this volume range. I mean, it does look bullish, but we're still we're in this range right here. This is the range that we are just kind of chopping around. This little area right here. We're just chopping around in that range. So I want to see if we're showing any kind of weakness up through here. This is where mainly all of that point of control was. S&Ps, if they are through 5,007, I do get interested. Long 78, nice work there, Charles. Way to go. Very, very nice. So seeing if we have any kind of weakness up here that we could tag into for a move back to the downside. We are running into the, I believe it's the 50 EMA. Yeah, the 50 EMA on the S&Ps. So if that can hold things back just a touch here, we might be able to find some weakness. So we are inside 1 hour here till the opening bell. Like I said, I'm going to be on fast markets in about 30 minutes or so. Nice. Luis took the long, 615 bucks. There you go. Very, very nice. So we do have room all the way up to 710 here if this continues. This thing is just ripping to the top side now. So we're running into that 50 EMA on the S&Ps. I want to get a quick little check here over at the S&Ps. Get this over here in 1 second. There we go. Yeah, so we're at 5,007. This is the area where I'd expect to see potential weakness. I kind of want to try a scalp up here, a rejection of this 5,007. If it does blast through that, we have room from 5,007 up to 5,013, but I do want to see if we can tag this with a little bit of weakness here. So just watching here up towards that 700 level. Nice work there, Charles. Way to go. Micro NQ is a copy of mini NQ. The price is copied from mini or micro. It could be slightly different. Usually it's spot on. Usually it's exactly the same. So watching here at 700. I'm going to try a short here again. So up here towards that 700, we're rejecting right underneath the 50 EMA. I'm going to move that pretty tight in case that we do not exactly reject here. All right, let's see if we have this weakness right around this 95 area. If we do, I want to tag this weakness. So there's a good chance that we would have some failure to the downside here. We are just cresting right above this level. We might do a sweep of liquidity above 700. That's why we have our stop in play though. Watching right around here at 95. Looking for potential stalling out of buyers up here. We do have this stalling out. I do want to add into this position. I'm going to try and add right here into this potential stall out right below 95. Watching here for a clean failure now. Watching here at these 90s. Adding into this for weakness below 90s. And I want to see this auction all the way back, just a flush below the 80s here. Get us back to that 81 target. Let's see if we have continued weakness right at these 90s again. Watching here. Right now it's just holding up. A little bit of rejection there from the S&Ps, which is what I want to see. Watching here for that weakness. Oh, I don't know why that just happened. I tried to get a fill higher, but it filled me pretty low there. Interesting. So that one I actually clicked on the dome. I don't know how that one actually got filled there. I guess I got filled right here at 94 because the price jumped up so fast. All right, let's see if we get this continuation back down through the 90s here. Watching for a clean flush below these 90s. There's some liquidity that's resting just below these that I want to be targeting right around 88. So let's see if we can have that failure here. Watching for continued weakness up here at 95 now. Watching carefully here. So 90 is that failure point. If we get that 90 trigger, we have room down to 88. That's what I'm looking to target here on this sweep to the downside. So here's this 90 pull. There's some resting liquidity up there at 97 too that they might try to grab before we get that 90 pull. So watching here. Trading on my sim account, I think it was my express funded account, had already negative 900, just realized it was a sim account, not my real account. Oh man, I'm a happy guy. There you go. Nice, that's awesome. That's always a nice little gift right there. So it looks like they want to try to get this liquidity that's resting at 96 and 97 before we get down here below the 90s. So there's a grab into 96, 97. Watching here. Apple, a little bit of a roll. S&P's still kind of pushing up towards that 5,007 area. Let's see if we get this flush now through the 90s after we grab that liquidity. Watching carefully here. There we go. There's that 90 flush. I want to see this week all the way down to 88 now. Watching carefully here. Looking for this 88 to give out next. Adding into that for this 88 pull, and I'm going to try to peel off once we flush right below 88. Right here's a big crux of flush right here, right at 88. Watching for this pull down right below 88 now. And looking for an 86 cover. Watching carefully here. Oh goodness, you're not going to fill me, are you? Let's see, can we get filled at 86? I put out my orders just a touch too late there. Let's see if we can actually get filled. Trying to get 10 contracts out there right at 86 evens. That was my target. We were just a little bit too slow. I can't wait for that plugin to happen where I can actually press the button on my stream deck and we get that instant cover that I'm looking for there. So we have to get through 88 halves here. There's a 25 bid. There we are through 88 halves, but getting that sweep down. So I was trying to cover their rate at 86 and it jumped right when we hit that 86 there. And let's see, do we get this fill now? Watching for this fill rate at 86. I do a quick cover right here, see if we get that fill. Just trying to get out full size here. See if we get this flush. There we go, full out. Nice, there we go. So covered at 86, playing that rejection off the top there. Wonder why not close at market and get... because we like to get filled on the bid. There we go. So it got filled there at 86s. And we did get that nice harsh rejection off of that 700 level. Rips traded with Replicanto, but not marked my other accounts. Oh, goodness. There you go. Made 500 on the bounce for 57. There you go. Very, very nice. So there we go. We're auctioned a little bit lower there. I wanted to make sure that we get filled in case we would have had that rejection right there at 86. We did have that rejection. It could be pretty harsh. So I just wanted to cover as much profit as we could, given that we did have a little bit of rejection. Now we are coming down. Anybody still holding on to that there? Now we're getting that beautiful flush. There's the flushacito that we were looking for. There you go. Nice. If we didn't get that, the only thing is that if we didn't get that rejection into 86, it looked like there was a lot of players there. So if we didn't get that rejection into 86, I'd still be running 5 there. But the fact of the matter is, because I tried to cover 10 initially at 86, we came down. It had a quick rejection on very thin liquidity. So I was expecting the flush originally, but you know, when I see that on the tape, it changed my mind. That's why I did full cover into 86. But congratulations to anybody who ended up holding that there. Got one runner. There you go. What a short, just went to make a drink. There you go. Yeah, very, very nice. But yeah, when we see the tape turn like that, you know, let me show you what that looks like on Bookmap. When we see that tape, this was the turn right here. It was on very thin liquidity. We had this right here was that pull down to 86. We had a rejection all the way up to 90. And even though it looked like it was definitely going to pull, I don't know how much hidden liquidity is there. And the idea that we're going to hit that and reject became more likely on that second tap. And the only thing that we have to worry about is that if we're doing that, we can get this kind of tap, and then it kind of goes up there. So that's what I'm kind of watching when I'm looking for that kind of pull. Same kind of thing is where we have a big flush of that liquidity. You have to be on your guard here. You know, if I was still in that, I'm looking to cover through that huge mess of liquidity. You can see how big that volume burst is. I'm looking to cover through that. So right idea, not the greatest execution on that. Did you ever say what the indicator is on the screen? Which one? Which one are you looking at? 15-minute fair value gap at 17,656 should flush and go back. Let's see if we can draw that. Go back to over here. It's the hourly high and hourly low. Are we looking at which 15-minute fair value gap? What was the price you said? 656? Are you talking about this right here? This tiny little thing? Right there? I'm guessing that's what we're talking about there. Chuckles. Chuckles. I love your name. Very, very nice. Entered late, but got the flush. There you go, Charmans. Nice work. How many likes are we at? If we get to, let me see how many likes we're at first. Let me see. If we get to, we're only at 300 likes, folks. If we get to 500 likes, we'll run a poll. I tell you what, though, it's almost 9 o'clock. We have until 9:15. If we get this up to 850 likes, I'll do a giveaway for a free month of Clubhouse. Since it's Tuesday, and who doesn't love a giveaway on a Tuesday, right? Right? So if we get to 500 likes, we do a poll. What did I say? 800 or 900 likes? Let's do 800 likes. 800 likes, we'll do a giveaway. So name on the indicator, what does it do for you? The screen you trade on? Ninja Trader? Hourly high, hourly low? It's literally that. It is the hourly high and hourly low. It's one of those things where the name itself describes the function that it serves. It's amazing, right? Is my screen messed up? Doesn't P&L usually show on the screen on this stream? Yeah, sure. Sorry. Here we go. There we go. Well, it was showing. There we go. $588 in the green today. Yeah, thanks for reminding me there. So we're up $588. How much do you think the LEI number at 10 a.m. will affect the market? It's not going to be a high impact. This is a great question there, Jay. It's not going to impact the market all that much. We will see at 1 p.m. today, we are going to see a 52-week bill auction. And I think that's going to affect the markets much more than anything. So I would say that the leading index print is not going to be all that important. It's going to be okay, but I don't think it's going to be. I think most of the large positioning is going to come from that 52-week bill auction. It's been a while since we've seen. I mean, it's been weeks since we've seen a longer term bill auction. So like that. So we will have to see. Ribs, can you please explain how you plan your trades and what you look on Bookmap for execution? I mean, on there, we were looking for, it was completely overbought in that range, right? So we were trying to, let me go to the 3-minute here. So we were trying to get the original trade here was trying to get the breakdown of this level, right? If we get this breakdown right here, if we have that failure, which we started to get, if we get that real crack, we have this as a target. You know, that's 65 all the way down to 30. You know, you're talking about 35 handles. But we were wrong, right? We got stopped out pretty early and we took some heat on that position. I forget how much we lost, like $400 or something like that. And once we started cresting over this, I'm looking for failure. When we have failure up towards this level, when we don't have a clear straight shot to that level, I'm looking for two different things, right? I'm looking for buyers to be exhausted. You can see how patient I was in that trade. We're waiting for buyers to get exhausted. We started shorting it once they were getting exhausted. But the second thing I'm looking for is that if we do have buyers exhausted and then continue to go, I'm going to stop out of that trade and look for a second short here. Because remember, the market is in a downtrend right now, and this is just an overbought leg here. I mean, this is just basically you have folks that are shorting from here, this whole section, and that's what this is. This is just a blowout of shorts. That's not real buying. It's not, you know, there was no data that suggested that the market's in a buying frenzy. And then the other thing that we're using is the S&Ps, the 50 EMA on the, let me bring this up. The 50 EMA was rested at 5,007. And when we're having, it basically looks like this on my screen. When we have that overhead resistance from a 50 EMA, you know, I'm using that as well as our level here, which is 5,007.5. When we have that kind of confluence, that to me is a picture perfect setup. And what makes it easier for me to take on the NQ there is that we have exhaustion before this level. We have a nice little air gap between the level of what we're looking for in that exhaustion. Even though we didn't hold it to full extension, I still got, you know, a nice little slice of it. But if that little pop down to the 60, what level was it? 85 rather, 85, 86. If we didn't have that rejection at 85, 86, I'm going to try to hold that. Like I said, my original target being like about 81 there. So we missed out on another 5 handles, which is, you know, it's a decent amount, probably another $1,500 there. But I'm fluid because if it doesn't reject and we get that flush, I'm still going to make money. But if it does reject and I don't take my profits there, then I'm going to lose money. So I want to guarantee myself profits in that trade by then looking for a cover there and keeping my stop tight enough, right? This is TradingView right here. This is TradingView. This is Ninja. So TradingView is over here and Ninja's the other one. And I got to get that up. There you go. I am on Top Step TV today. I'm going to be on there in about 23 minutes. So I want to do this giveaway. Hopefully, what do we get to? How many likes are we at? 510. We'll do a poll. Let's do that. Will the NQ end the day up or down? Up, down, and then we'll do unchanged. There we go. Go ahead and vote that poll, folks. Right now, the NQ is down 0.4%, so it has a ways to go. What monitor do I use for Bookmap? It's on my top monitor here, which is a 49-inch super ultra wide OLED screen. Below that, I have a 57-inch super ultra wide. And to the left here, I have a 4K screen that is, I think it's 34-inch, but that's in portrait mode. And do you have a tutorial video on how to set up NinjaTrader? I'm going to make one. There's been a lot of requests for that. So I'm definitely going to make one. What would you recommend for someone trying to figure out where to find support and resistance lines? It seems to be this is more art than science. Well, I mean, just zoom out and look for multiple touches, right? I mean, let me go to like a 1 hour instead. I mean, right here is, let me close that, but right here, this is jumping out to me. This looks like a heavy resistance. This looked like support. This looked like resistance. This looks like support. I mean, go back a little bit here. This is a trending support. It breaks that trending support. You could take a short on the break of that trend. This looks like topping resistance. If it fails that, you're going short. This looks like topping resistance. If it fails that, you're going short. I mean, you just look at it in a broad sense and you look for multiple touches across the line. This would be, this is a trend to the upside. This is a break of that trend right here. This is, I mean, you spend enough time on the charts, you're going to start to see it, Ribs, I'm still holding one short. Would a buy stop be appropriate just above the 80s? I would say negated is going to be, if you want to, it depends. What's your entry? What's your average? Let's start there. What's your average? Because then I know what we're working with here. Because ideally, 94, ideally you want to have a stop at like 91. That would be ideal. Because if you're looking for that trade to explore and probe more downside, I mean, the negated trade is at like 90 quarters, 91 and 3/4. You're probably, stop around break even seems pretty prudent to me. I'd like to give that thing room to breathe. If you're looking to explore profit on that, then, I think you might have beat my original entry. What was my original entry on that short? 94 halves. There we go. We are brothers in entry there. 94 halves. How about that? On Trade of 8, is there a way to add to a position to add into your stop instead of having it add more TP stop loss at different levels? I'm not sure about that. If anybody could help Flying War Banana here in the Discord. Rip says, Bookmap show pending orders across all brokers. Only shown orders. You can have hidden orders. It's kind of done with an algorithm. But yeah, it shows all the full depth, depending on which data service you're subscribed to. But yeah, it shows the full depth. Joe Gatt says, turn off your brackets in Trade of 8. That's for you, Flying War Banana. Turn off your brackets. If you have one live account and 3 XFAs, what happens with any additional past combines? Do you have to keep paying for them until you roll them into XFA? No, so I paid for them. Let me see if I can find this here. But yeah, I pay for them, and then they sit in the wings, and they just wait there until I blow an XFA and I can bring in a new one. That's pretty much it. They wait in the wings. So you want to ask yourself on something like this, Christian, if you're looking out for a bigger move, or, you have to figure that we're coming into open as well. You really have to have the trade plan, Christian, of what you're looking for here. You cannot adjust Trade of 8 entry. Okay, thank you for that, Aladdin. I use Trade of 8 with bracket, auto trail, no issues today. There you go. Oh, I forgot to do the absolutely no clue. Right now, the downs have it. 57% say down, 33% say up. Let's see if we get to 800, folks. If we get to 800, we'll do that giveaway. We're very close. Just click that subscribe button. We're also trying to get to 10,000 subs in here. We're very close on getting 10,000 subs. Where's your Top Step X account? I have one, but I just haven't been using it. I prefer right now, at least, trading on NinjaTrader. Are you sure you don't have to trade within 30 days on XFA in the wings? No, you do not. It just sits there. As long as you've paid for it, it just sits there. Yeah, that's the information I got from Coach Dakota. And he's got the inside scoop. So, good morning, Ty. Good to see you. But yeah, so if you pay for it, it's all good. And then if you blow an XFA, you just rotate it on in there. I have a monitor Dell 19 inches ultra small. You got to have screen real estate, right? Cigar says, and I just wanted to know, can we trade only based upon liquidity levels on Bookmap and just front run good liquidity levels and scalp off of it? Sure. Sure, you could absolutely do that as a strategy. Only one way to find out is if you're testing that strategy. That's it. Test your strategy and see what comes of it. That's what I would say. See what happens when you're testing that strategy. That's what I'd be doing there. We will flush 17,656, then reverse, possibly continue down. 17,639, flush liquidity down there. Let's see, 639. Yeah, 630s is where I have the level. I do think that we have to get back down below that level with some strong selling, and we can potentially get back down here. We're in a downtrend right now. Market does want to follow that trend. S&Ps are refusing to get above the 50, so things are weak there. And any kind of pushing to the top side is looks to me at least like a liquidity grab. So I don't trust this thing to the top side. I would have to see the tape change, and I would have to see a lot of strong bids stepping in. NT8 freezes up on NQ and ES June 24, but not on March. Probably because there's not very many people trading the June 24 contract. That's what I would think. It's pretty likely that you don't have a lot of people that are trading that. Is June even, what's HMUS? So is the M contract June? Is it really? M contract futures. What, am I tripping my face off right now? Yeah, June. Why am I thinking M? For some reason, I'm thinking like M is like July. It's N is July. I don't know why I'm all twisted in my brain right now. But yeah, if you're looking at the June contract and you're seeing it freezing, it's probably because there's barely anybody trading it. Yeah, I don't know why. You ever have that where you start thinking something and like you start doubting yourself? For some reason, I'm sitting there, I'm like, M is July? No, N is July. M, what? 20 days away for June contract. That's right. The March expires on March 15th. Nice even round number there. What time period with the 50 are you watching the ES on? 15 minute. And it's the EMA, not the SMA. Yeah, it's not freezing. That's the speed of no liquidity. There you go. It's trading at the speed of small. That's correct. When do you usually change to the June contract? We'll wait for roll week. It's going to be in a little bit. It's not this week. Don't be trading the June contract just yet. Just always trade. I mean, just wait. Just relax, just wait. All right, let's see how close we are here to the likes. We are at 608 likes, folks. I would love to give away a free month of Clubhouse before I get off stream here. I'm going to be going over into Top Step TV. We'll give you folks about 9 more minutes here. 9 more minutes. I want to stack 2 of the 57-inch, but of course that comes with some upgrades to my desktop. So I bought 2 57-inch super ultra wides, but the problem is that I couldn't fit my camera. This right here, I could not fit this camera alongside 2 of the 57-inch super ultra wides. I was super bummed about it, and I ended up having to return one of them. So I have that 49-inch, and there's just enough room to fit my camera. I don't know if you folks saw on Instagram when I posted what that looks like. I guess I could post it again on my Instagram here, because there's a lot of folks really like that post. But let me see if I can find that again quickly, and I could post that again. But yeah, it's I would have loved to have the dual 57-inch super ultra wides, but unfortunately, I just didn't have the room to do it. Believe it or not, just did not have the room. If you could believe it. All right, I think that's what I wanted to post here. Let's get this one posted. I'm going to post this on my Instagram story, since I get a lot of folks asking about. That's not it. Story. There we go. There we go. That should do it. All right. I posted that on my Instagram story for anybody who's asking about my setup. But you could see my camera wouldn't have fit with the 57-inch. If you want to go on my Instagram, by the way, you can follow me on Instagram. It's going to pop up right here. It's coming. You just got to wait for it. And wait for it any day now. Here it comes. There you go. @SellingRips. @SellingRips. I'm trying to get to 3,000 followers on Instagram. So I appreciate any kind of follows over there. But yeah, on my story, I just posted it. You could see the setup that I'm trading off of there. I think I just figured out how to limit my max position size on even the 150K top sub accounts. I'm not sure if anyone has tried it, but I have been testing this strat. Going into the settings of one of your sim accounts and changing the max position size to X and use it as a leader in Replicanto. Ooh, I like that. Allows you to limit your max size if you have bad impulses like I do. Thank you for that, Celsius Lover. That's some next level thinking right there. When's the last time you blown an account? I'm sure last week I probably blew an account. I blow combines, it happens, but that's why they're combines, right? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't blow accounts. Of course I blow accounts. It's going to happen from time to time. Anybody who's telling you otherwise, they're full of it. There's no such thing. But you won't tell us what shampoo you use. Well, I don't know. I don't even know what shampoo I use. Which Bookmap license do I use? I have the big one, the Global Plus, but you don't need it. You just need Global. you don't need to get the Global Plus. By the way, there's a coupon. If you use, I believe it's just Clubhouse 20 or MC 20. What is it? Let's see. It's going to pop up any second now. We got Nightbot really slow. There we go. Is it MC 20? Okay, cool. MC 20. If you put in the code MC 20 in the coupon code box for Bookmap, it'll give you 20% off Bookmap. No Head and Shoulders. There you go. Blow at least one combine per week. I mean, the thing with streaming and trading is that it would be pretty boring if I didn't take a lot of trades, right? Or, some trades. It'd be pretty boring. I try to limit the trades to being pretty decent trade selection. I try to limit that. But it's one of those things where, if I'm on Top Step TV, there's a little bit of pressure to trade. If I'm doing the morning show, there's a little bit of pressure to trade. So, and that's why I like trading on combines, because it's not really that big of a deal. They're $150 a pop, It's, if I blow one, okay, we get another one. And that's why I limit, my exposure of trading my live account or my XFA. I usually am doing that in areas where the market is completely setting up. For instance, if I would have traded my XFAs last night when I was trading my combine, the only one thing I was kind of salty about, I would have made $72,000 on that trade if I copied it across my 3 XFAs. I sit there and I go, what? This is like the first word that came out of my mouth. I'm literally sitting there and I go, what? Why did you do that? It would have been nice to make 72 grand. That would have been fun. Soon. It'll happen though. I got all year to hit the top of that leaderboard. So I will eventually have, maybe it's just going to be a collection of smaller trades, 2,000 here, 1,000 here. But I think that before the year is over, we're going to have one juicy banger trade. We'll see. I'm not that kind of person. I don't look for home run trades. I like when they come to you. And I think that's the best strategy, at least in my experience in trading these markets, these crazy kooky markets. You want to let the trades come to you. You don't want to force trades. Number 1, Coach Dakota, and the number 2, Rips. I would be honored. I love Coach Dakota. He's an amazing, amazing trader. I would be honored to even be number 10 on the list, How many contracts can you trade at a time with a 150K on Top Step? You can trade 15 contracts, up to 15. Power couple trader. Oh dear, that's funny. Good morning, Yael. Good to see you. I want a $10,000 a month. Hey, keep reaching for it. Don't focus on it, Shannon. Don't focus on hitting $10,000 in a month. Instead, focus on, let's try $20 a day, $50 a day, $100 a day, somewhere in that range, and then try to repeat that process over and over. Talk about how crazy the order matching will be after the holiday. This open is going to be wild. It's going to be nuts. Can you ask MP about the micro timeline? I will. If he's on fast markets with me, I absolutely will. Bookmap doesn't allow you to see current futures data without Global Plus, correct? No, Global only. You only need Global, but you need to buy Rhythmic data or DX feed data. I use Rhythmic myself. If you have a live and XFA, at what point do the XFAs get transferred to live? Is it up to the trader? It's up to the risk team. It's completely up to the risk team. How much is YouTube paying you for all the commercials? I mean, my YouTube pay is pennies. I'm not doing, I have no idea what the commercials. Get YouTube Premium. It's $10, right? Just get YouTube Premium if the commercials bother you. It's $10 a month. Come on. Go for those singles and doubles. The home run will come eventually or naturally. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, YouTube doesn't pay. Yeah, I mean, YouTube is not, it's like $100 here or there. It's like, who cares, Why do you add on trades instead of adding all lots right away? Because I like to add into confirmation, and I have certain targets, and there's a certain type of finesse to it. So if I'm opening up a trade with full size and it's going against me, I'm going to often get a lot more risk on the table than I would have wanted. Whereas I can put a starter on and then see when I have confirmation, I can add into it, usually without disrupting my average too much. YouTube fees and t-shirts are making me rich. Yeah, see, somebody gets it. That's it. That's how I afford my lavish lifestyle. It's YouTube money and t-shirt sales. Gosh, you got me right there. Bang. That's it. Somebody out there is actually going to believe that. That's hilarious. How do you use footprint charts? That's a whole different can of worms there. Did you ever add into a runner? Yeah, of course. If you get more confirmation that you came out of the trade too early, of course you want to add back in to a runner. 100%. I do that often. YT money and gold mining go hand in hand. Any earnings today? Yeah, we do have let's see my old calendar here. We have Caesar's Palace, Caesar's Gaming. They're reporting after the bell. We had Walmart and Home Depot. I'm going to check out those when I actually have time, but I'm assuming that they weren't that great because nothing really moved. Tomorrow after the close, we have Nvidia, though. That's going to be the big one. Walmart is pumping. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Walmart had some good earnings. So it's good for the consumer. Don't know how that's going to feel for the rest of the broader economy, though. Walmart beats by 9%. Holy smokes. There you go. Ribs, I hear you all the time talking about your average, you and the crew at Top Step. How do you calculate the average price of a trade? So right here where it says above my profit for the day, $588, it says entry. That's going to calculate my average entry, and that will automatically change. It's in Chart Trader. It will show you that. It'll show you what the your average of the trade is there. All right, folks. Well, I'm sorry to say this, but unfortunately, we did not hit the benchmark target. We're at 670 likes. If we would have got to 800 likes, I would have done a giveaway for a free month of Clubhouse. But hey, you know what? We'll do it tomorrow. We'll try to get one tomorrow. We'll try to get those likes on earlier. But I'm going to get ready for the Top Step TV appearance. We're going to be trading over there. Folks in the Discord, don't go anywhere. Of course, we're going to have the special live stream for you folks where you have no latency there. So you'll be able to see it without the Top Step delay. Long at open? I don't know. We'll have to see. We will have to see there. Nice. Grateful Trader 75 from passing. I love to see that. All right, folks. Well, I will catch you here, YouTube family. I will catch you tomorrow on my YouTube channel at 8 a.m. sharp. For Top Step TV, I'm going to drop the link here. This is for Top Step TV. Bingo, 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 bingo. Right there. Go ahead and go over there and let's pump some rips in the chat. Let's do a little rips raid there. Let's pump some rips in the chat. And I'll see you folks over there. Folks in the Discord, don't go anywhere. Thanks for joining me today. I'll catch you folks on my YouTube channel tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp.